How's it going, guys? Today is March 6th, 1:02 p.m. and today's vlog is going to be on motivation. I haven't touched I think I've touched on this a couple different times, but I wanted to dedicate a video directly to it. Motivation for me is the reason I get out of bed in the morning. It's as a mentor once put it, I can't remember his name, but it's your why as to why you do the things that you do, like what keeps you going each and every day, moving forward. And sometimes that why changes. Like for me, the why while I was in the military was to better myself, better my family, and to try and promote and do a lot of other things within the military, within the scope of the military, that allowed me to, move ahead. And it's what kept me going each and every morning when I'd get up and I'd be a little tired to go to formation or to go do physical training. A lot of things were regimented then. So, but a lot of it has carried over with me, and my why has changed, and my why still has to do with my family, a little bit more tied into my daughter now, and trying to be an excellent role model for her to follow, and then for her to essentially be like, or essentially be a standard of man per se for her to recognize. I've been told many a times that a daughter's father is the first man that she falls in love with. So to me, that means a lot. It resonates with me, and it's what keeps me going nowadays. She's been out of town for a couple of weeks now, and my motivation has dropped down a little bit. But I'm trying to, even though she's not here, I still, chat with her at least every couple days or every on a daily basis, or do like some live video chatting with her. And she's having a good time where she's at. And I know that it's essential part of helping the family bond together and stay together and grow together. It's essential that she spends time with her family in Arizona as well as the family here in Florida, which is the family in Arizona is my wife's side of the family. So um, she tends to be a majority of my why. Also, my wife is a big proponent of my why, and my family is a big proponent of my why. I want to be able to do things, and then people who follow me. I feel like I owe it to the people I'm mentoring to do my best and to get up on a daily basis and do the things that I say I'm gonna do, and try to do everything. Some days I'm um, a little bit more relaxed than others, and I'm not chasing it as hard as I can be. But it's just because my days are a little demanding, and some days I am more tired than others. My work schedule is picked up, and a lot of other things are picking up. School's kind of remaining constant, but there's still a strong demand for that. And what else? Doing these vlogs is consistent. Working out is consistent, and trying to maintain all these different things requires me to just remember why it is I get up in the morning. And some mornings, yeah, I do get the feeling like I'm sure a majority of people like, oh, I'd rather sleep in all day long. Just let me stay in bed, watch a couple of movies. But if you succumb to that, then you are really giving in to what you don't want to do. And then you're not really fighting for that why it is that you have set in your head. Excuse me. But you have to remain consistent with your why. Excuse me. And you have to constantly be improving and moving forward. And if your why has to change because of that, then so be it. But at least you'll have a reason to get up every morning, a reason to do the things that you do, and a reason to continue moving forward and continuing to grow and making something more of yourself than you did the day prior. So again, your why's got to be very important to you. It's very unique to you. It's something that only you can understand, and that you would work for, die for, you would, live for. And for me right now, my number one reason is my daughter. And then I have several reasons after that. I have a couple different whys, and that's what I think keeps me motivated and focused to keep going each and every day, because it's a tough rhythm to uphold on a daily basis, to make these vlogs, work out, go to work, go to school. It's a constant um, battle. But if you have your why, there's not too much that stops me from doing the things that I have to do on a daily basis. If anything stops me, it is myself. If I set boundaries, they're only boundaries that I've created in my own head. They're not boundaries that anybody else set in place for me. Boundaries to me were meant to, to be guidelines for success, not to hold you back. And I think a lot of people look at it the reverse. They look at it as boundaries like, I can't cross over this boundary, but you can. They should be guidelines in order to get you to the next place, and not be some sort of hindrance to stop you from moving forward. And I think your why will play a huge part in that, because if you have a why that will continually push you and motivate you, then there's not going to be too much that gets in your way. And if something does, you'll be able to work through that obstacle and continue moving. So I think that'll be it for today's video. Motivation for me is it's a huge strong point, and sometimes I do listen to motivational videos that just inspire me, they move me, but what actually gets me up in the morning and to continue doing the things that I do, to even when I'm tired, just to get things done that I may or may not be passionate about doing, but they overall have a successful hindrance on what I'm trying to accomplish, then I look at my daughter some days, and I think about her even when she's not here, and I think like, what kind of person should I be? If I turn my shoulds into musts, then for me it's very easy. Instead of saying I should have done this, I just do it. And I think of her when I'm doing these things, so they can keep me focused and they can keep me motivated. And for the people who watch me, who try to emulate the things that I do, who I'm mentoring, I owe it to them as well to continue moving forward and never be stagnant. And there's been an interesting conversation that I've had with a couple people in my family, wife, parents, family, friends, is that I have a passion for moving forward at all times. And sometimes people will be like, well, you're constantly changing your goals, you're constantly doing this. When are you ever going to, just, I guess, be happy with what you have accomplished? But to me, it's again, if I've reached ultimate success, ultimate happiness, then I wouldn't be trying to go look for it. And I believe the people who think they've reached that, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of effort. And to remain at that happiness or that successful level, they have to continually make the effort. So if it took them a year to strive for those goals, next year they have to work even harder to maintain them. So for me, it's a matter of moving forward always, and never being completely satisfied with where you're at. Always trying to do more. Even the successful people are always trying to do more. Once they've conquered one thing, they look on to the next. And I'm just trying to emulate those successful people. And once I do the same, I conquer things and I move on to the next. I feel like it's a milestone that I've accomplished. How can I now adjust what I've accomplished and use it as a tool to get to somewhere else? And that's what I try to do whenever I do complete certain things, regardless of how long they take. They could be as small as taking me a couple minutes per day, but if you add up those couple minutes per day over the course of a year, that's a couple of hours per year, even a couple weeks per year that you spent invested on time in yourself, and it really will show. There's been times, and I'll give you the where you put so much effort into, let's say for me, working out, and sometimes you put so much effort into it that it just doesn't pay off right away. It takes some time, it takes some effort, and the people who have consistently done it over the course of years, it may look like the results came overnight, like you see some bodybuilders who are just in great shape, but having a bodybuilder friend, I know the hard work that he's put in. I know the years that it's taken to get to where he's at, and the constant uphill battles that he struggles with just to maintain it. So it may seem like something overnight, but it's taken the course of, several years in order to make that happen. And you have to, if you have your why as to why you're doing something, why you're trying to get to this end goal, it just makes it that much easier for me. And it's what I use as a key motivational tool in order to, get up each morning and to do the things that I may not like doing, or to do, repetitive things that you may think are not adding up to anything. You can't see the results right away, but as you move forward and the results build up over time, you'll see. It's like, to me, it's like stacking up a pyramid. At the foundation, it's just really wide base, and it seems like it's going to be wide for some time, but you're just building up to be to the pinnacle point at the top. And that's when you'll see the biggest changes, when the steps start to get smaller and the road starts to get narrower. You'll see the changes more frequently. So that'll be it for today's vlog. I appreciate you guys watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I believe I'm at 37 subscribers, which I'm really excited about. Still trying to hit 50 before the end of the month. And I wish you guys all to take away from this video, try to find your why. Whether it's family, friends, kids, whatever it is, find your why. And use that as a passion to get up every morning. I guarantee you, if you think about it, right before you want to hit that snooze, or right before you want to go back to bed or get out of bed in the morning, or right before you just want to give up on something, if you think about that why, I guarantee it would help push you to overcome the obstacles that are currently present, that you're trying to battle with. If you're trying to stay in bed a little bit longer, if you think about that, it'll just help you get out of bed and get your day going. Or if you're having problems completing a task and you're like, man, I don't know, I'm ready to give up. Think about that why. Would you give up on that why? If the answer is no, then don't give up on your task and complete it to the best of your ability. So that'll be it for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.